The first real-time story goes like this. There is a young woman called Nagma. Okay. She is basically from Kanpur of Uttar Pradesh. She was a very poor family background and she has not studied anything because for them, three times food is of a great matter. Forget about education. Her family was lived in a slums of Kanpur, unfortunately. And naturally, once she crossed 17 or 18 years, naturally in her family, the first question is when she is getting going to married. And at the age of 17 itself, she got married, maybe by interest or by force, whatever it is. Only transition in her life was she shifted her accommodation from Uttar Pradesh slum to Delhi slum. That's the only difference. So she got married to a person who is living in Delhi slums. And of course, he is also a layman. Daily he used to earn sort of 100 rupees, 200 rupees, whatever it is. Fortunately, after a couple of years, she had two babies. Both of them are girls. And at the age of 24, she had two babies in her home. And unfortunately, her husband, of course, he's a daily wayman. Whenever he earn 100 rupees, 200 rupees, whatever it is, I think you might be knowing, if they earn 100 rupees, once they finish their work on a particular day, I think minimum 40-30% of their income they'll spend for drinks, right? And that's the worst situation for any family. And unfortunately, the same fellow follow the same thing. He's a habitual drinker. Whenever he earns the money, 40%, 50% of the things money will goes to the drinks. And unfortunately, after 3 to 4 years, she lost her husband. She lost it. Now just imagine her condition. She came all the way from Uttar Pradesh to New Delhi. She don't have any idea of the city. She lived in a slum with two small babies. Now the question is, what is her future? Fortunately, when she was young, when she sat on the streets of Uttar Pradesh, she had a little idea of embroideries. And whenever she thought what I can do for my babies or my children for the future, fortunately, some of them they've suggested, you don't worry about your future, Nagma. You know handicrafts work, right? So as much as possible, you prepare the handicrafts. Of course, Delhi is a capital of India. Many of the foreigners they used to visit Delhi. You sit somewhere on the street, you try to sell it. And by God grace, she started that embroidery work. Of course, she don't have much idea. She don't have money also. To certain extent, she tried. And she sat on the streets of New Delhi and somehow she started selling it. Somehow he got a money, but you know the situation, right? Whenever there are big shops, if someone comes in front, shall I continue? Is it fine? Okay. So whenever she started selling those embroidery work done by Nagma, the market people, business people, the persons who are keeping big shops, they started threatening her. Because the idea is very simple. She used to sell for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, whatever it is. The same quality of material will be available more than 100 rupees in the shops. But fortunately, the bureaucrats of New Delhi have seen this. The welfare department of women's section, they have supported this. And whether you believe it or not, by the age of 30, she becomes a small entrepreneur. And dear participants, even today you can search. There is a famous handicraft called Asha Handicrafts. Even today, in most of the North Indian people, they are going to buy handicrafts in that particular web portal, and that was done by Nagni. Just imagine her situation 5 to 6 years back. She was nowhere from the slums of Uttar Pradesh. She jumped to Delhi slums, and at the age of 30 or 32, she becomes an entrepreneur because of only one thing, that is a handicraft she learned during her childhood. See how the transformation has been happened in life of Nagma. Right? I think this is a classical example. In addition to that, I want to give one more example. There is a person in the region of Kutch. I think you might be knowing it is in Gujarat. The person is Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khatri. There is a famous painting in Gujarat, I think you might be knowing, called Rojan painting. Anyone knows about this? Rogan painting, or we call it as Rogan painting. Okay. Basically, that painting has to be done through castor oil. In Kannada, we call it as harlenne. So through hot castor oil, they used to perform the designs on the bed sheets, on the curtains, on the window walls. So they used to perform the designs through hot castor oil. That is a specialty. And that was done by the family of Abdul Ghaffar Khatri. And from past 8 to 9 generations, they used to do that particular special painting. And when he was at the age of 80, all of a sudden, one fine day, he sat in front of his home and he started protesting against their family. Can you heard anywhere that the elder man from the family protesting against their family itself? People were surprised. The neighbors were surprised. Are, what happened to this fellow? He's 80 now. He used to do all this Rojan painting and all. He had a good business. But what happened to me? Started protesting against their family members. And fortunately, neighbors came. They asked him, "What happened to you? Why you are protesting against your family?" The answer was very polite, and with smiling, he told, "I had a joint family. From my ancestors, we had a systematic procedure of doing Rojan painting. But now, joint family becomes nuclear family. Of course, now everywhere there is no question of joint family. Everywhere it is a nuclear family, right? So that is secondary. But for him, the sad part was his son and his family members, they are not ready to continue the Trojan painting work. He was very upset because his family members, his son, his relatives, everyone shifted to cities, tier 1 cities, maybe Gujarat, Delhi, wherever it is. They started earning the money in a different context. But for him, the worry is this. From past 800 years, our job is to do Rojan painting and we used to distribute everywhere. But all of a sudden, my family members, they are not ready to do this. What I can do? So he was very upset. But again, you might be knowing Gujarat, Rajasthan, Kerala, and they're very famous for tourists and other aspects. Whenever such issue comes, immediately they will interfere. They'll try to find a solution. And luckily, the tourism department of Gujarat, they interfered this issue. Somehow they convinced their family members, at least couple of members, you continue this. And fortunately, again, you can check, dear participants. Even today, also one of the topmost painting in Gujarat and Rajasthan region, handmade was Roshan painting. And whether you believe it or not, when Barack Obama, the former president of America, when he visited India for as a chief guest for Republic Day just a couple of years back, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has gifted the Rojan oil painting spreads, bed sheets, and certain screen dresses to Barack Obama. And by 2015, the India government has awarded Padma Shri for Abdul Ghaffar Khatri. See, this is one of the special crafts in Bharat. So this is the second classic story I just want to convey in this evening, dear participants. Again, whatever I'm telling, everything is a dot. So end of my session, we'll try to connect all these dots. We'll make one beautiful picture. One more classical example I just want to give, and this is neither from Gujarat, nor from Rajasthan, nor from New Delhi. It is from my own place. Basically, I'm from Chikmagalur district. And of course, when I say Chikmagalur, Dakshina Kannada, whatever it is because of purely on Western Ghats section. There is a fellow in my native. Of course, I have not picture of him. Just a couple of days back, I met him. There is a fellow called Timma. His home is next to mine. Okay. And he is approximately now 77 years old. And he is illiterate. Again, when I say illiterate or non-educated means he may not be studying formal education, but his character is totally different. And he is not just a Timma for us. He is a Dr. Timma. Because in our entire village, if anything happens to human beings or cows, cats, chickens, whatever it is, since we don't have proper doctor facility, doctor shops up to around 6 to 7 kilometers, the first thing was we used to call Timma. Okay, he'll come. His dress is typical, and sorry, dear participants, I had a good picture of him. I couldn't put his picture. Maybe one find I'll show you. Okay, he'll come in a dress. He's having one white shirt. He used to tell it is a white shirt, But every day he's using the same shirt. Now color has been changed and one short. While coming, he have one small bag, khaki bag. Okay. In that bag, he used to put some of the leaves, some of the powders, many things he used to put, and he never show it to us. Okay. If something happened to my family, he'll come and he'll check. He'll just spend some 3 to 4 minutes and he will tell, sir, you just wait. I'll go that side. Okay. He go to the corner of my native or wherever it is, he'll go. He'll open that bag. Okay. He'll do some mixture. He'll make some powder. Sometime he'll make some syrup. He'll make some gel. We don't know what he's doing. Okay. He'll spend some 10 to 15 minutes. Sometime it is 20 minutes. Sometime if some of the leaves or herbals is not available means he'll tell, sir, I'll go to forest. I'll give some 30 to 40 minutes. I'll come back. Okay. So he'll sit, he will do some work. And we exactly don't know what he's doing. Okay, so he'll do some work. After 10 to 15 minutes, he'll come. He'll give some powder or some liquid, whatever it is. He'll tell, sir, you take this, maybe before the food or after the food, whatever he suggests. Maybe 1 spoon, 2 spoon, whatever the amount he'll specify is to take. Whether you believe it or not, after a couple of days or couple of weeks, it will be rectified. And when I was an young boy, maybe around 5 years, 6 years, up to 10 years, many of the time, whenever we had any health issues, he's the doctor, he used to give the treatment. And there is no absolutely side effect. And what was the return what we are giving back him, Hardly 1 cup of coffee. Okay. Maybe in that coffee also, maybe 10% decoction, 15% actual milk, and remaining 60-70% water. Okay, that is 1 cup of coffee we used to give. And if there are any pending breakfast we used to do for the morning, right? If there are any pending dosa, idli, whatever is, we used to get. He is also happy. We are also happy. Now the time has been changed. Now after 35 years now, just a couple of days back when I visited my native, I was very curious. Okay. I just called him. He came to my home and I just asked, Thimma, you already 77 or 78 as per his calculation because you don't know his birth also. If I ask what is your birth date, he still said that Deepavali I was born and this marriage time I was 5 years old. He'll tell all this calculation. And being a teacher of mathematics, I should calculate what is his approximate age. As per my calculation, maybe it's around 77 to 78. So I called him and I asked, Timma, you already crossed 77, but you have enormous knowledge of these herbals, plants, medicinal values, everything. You have not studied anything, right? Have you passed this knowledge to your next ancestors, next people, maybe your son or whoever it is? Because generally that tradition goes like that, and they want to teach all these things for others. Okay, it's like a family profession. I asked him. So he made two important comments. I think with that comment, I think I don't have any answer for him. First thing he told was, sir, you're asking me whether you transform this knowledge to our next generation. Sir, whenever if something happened to you or your family or whoever it is, what you're doing, you're taking an appointment with the doctor, maybe 1 day before or 2 day before, or well in advance, you're taking an appointment. For that also, you're paying 100 rupees, 200 rupees, maybe of course in Tier 1 city, minimum 500 rupees. Then you're taking an appointment, you're meeting the doctor. Hardly they will spend 1 minute, 2 minutes, or maybe say 3 to 4 minutes, right? Then you're coming back. Again, for that, you're paying 1,000 or 2,000 rupees, and you're taking the treatment, right? And again, there is a side effect. And if I give the treatment for you people, what you're paying to me? You're just giving a cup of coffee or some breakfast. Of course, nowadays, hardly 30 rupees or 50 rupees, even today. You're paying that much amount. Sir, is it worth it to continue this for my next generation? Instead of that, if my son works in maybe as a lorry driver or in any of the industry or any of the company, he'll earn 15 to 20,000, even Tier 2 cities. So then why he has to study this? His question is genuine, right? And what I should answer that time? Correct? And one more answer he has given. And for that also, I think we should not blame anyone. He told, of course, this is one issue. Second issue is, sir, whenever I want to find some herbals or powders or whatever it is, whatever medicinal plants, I used to get it because we are living in a Western Ghats. But now what happened from past 25 to 30 years, now everywhere The forest department is planting only acacia tree. What we get from acacia tree? Maximum we'll get one leaves. What is the benefit of acacia tree? We are not getting anything. So from where I'll get all this? Again, I'm 75. I cannot go other regions to find out the herbals. I think, dear participants, this question is the right question. It is in front of everyone, all Bharatiyas. If you try to get the answer for these two questions raised by Timma, so-called illiterate, so-called uneducated, maybe we'll try to give some contribution for Bharat. Right? So these are the three motivational story that really picks us up in what way we can take forward for Bharat in terms of our traditional Indian crafts and skills. And as a normal faculty, I have just given three classic examples. I think in this August meeting, I think there are more than 100 participants. I think whenever I am telling all these stories, I'm damn sure you might be thinking of similar stories in your native, isn't it? There are hundreds of such real stories. It might be happened in your native. All these collections generally, that is what today we are going to discuss. It is about Indian traditional skills and its crafts. I think with these three classical examples, let's take some important notions with respect to Indian traditional skills. So these are the crafts and they have passed on through generations, right? It is not from after 1947. It is way back thousands of years ago. And they are like a blend of cultural practices, values, and craftsmanships. So without this, we cannot do anything. And nowadays, whenever we use the notion Indian crafts and skills, that is not exactly suitable for Bharatiya Gnana Parampara. So that is why nowadays the collection of all crafts, skills, different arts, all together, we call it as TCE, which means traditional cultural expressions. I think that is a beautiful annotation given by the government of India. So we never used to call a specific as crafts and skills. So all together we can make it as one umbrella, and that we call it as traditional cultural expressions. And what are traditional cultural expression? It may be plenty of things. One is the music. There are hundreds of music varieties we can look at from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Dances, arts, different architectures. In fact, many of them they'll forget about rituals and ceremonies. That is also classical examples of traditional cultural expression. See, when I say music, you might be knowing Hindustani, right? Carnatic music, folk music. So, of course, if you want to really enjoy Hindustani music, Carnatic, folk music, whatever it is, we should have a patience. That's what we lost right in this generation. In fact, nowadays, if you open YouTube also, we don't have much time to watch or listen 30, 45, 50 minutes lectures, right? Of course, if you have patience also, just ask your daughters and sons. They don't have any patience. Now, what is the trend now? Everything is reels, right? Hardly 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, we lost the patience. But if you really listen Hindustani Karnataka music, for one swara to start up, maybe you can take Bhimeshwar Joshi, whoever it is, they'll take minimum 5 to 10 minutes to set up one swara. Right? See, these are the classic examples. And when you look at Bharatanatyam, I think that is a classical example for dance. Even they have 8 different types of eye expression only. Forget about their footwork and all. Eye expression itself, they are giving more than 8 to 9 varieties. See, that is one of the classic Bharatanatyam examples in southern region of Bharat. Right? And you can take Kathakali, right? Yakshagana. I think if you're from southern part of India, especially from Karnataka, Kerala, maybe little bit of Tamil Nadu, you might be knowing Yakshagana, right? So Yakshagana means what basically? We're taking one particular story, maybe from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, wherever it is. They used to perform. And earlier days, it was happen in the nights. Usually they start with maybe around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening. It may go up to early morning, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. And thousands of people they used to watch. That time there is no television media, there is no internet connectivity, and it gives a positive message. And if you're from North region, there is a famous dance called Chahu dance. I think if there are any people from Odisha or maybe West Bengal, or to certain extent even in Jharkhand also, there is a famous dance called Chahu dance. And that is basically was done by Indian tribal people. And there also, they're taking the same thing, one small context, small story. It may be from Ramayana, Mahabharata, whatever it is. And they used to perform in the late nights. Okay. So these are the very classical examples. And when I say rituals, rituals also, for example, just a couple of years back, we had a Kumbh Mela, right? And we used to celebrate Sankranti, we used to celebrate Pongal, right? See, all these celebration has certain meaning. Correct. So, which represents really the traditional cultural expressions of Bharat. So that's what we are expecting. And again, I'll give classical examples of Talamaddala. Anyone knows Talamaddale? Maybe let's have some interaction. Anyone knows Talamaddale? Basically, it works from southern part of Karnataka and little bit from
Yes,
Kerala.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is that actually? Can anyone elaborate?
Sir, generally, people will be explaining the concepts here, and they'll be having a dialogues of the
Correct.
characters.
Exactly, sir. See, there is no makeup, right? There is no sound system, nothing. Just two people, they'll sit, they'll take one particular story, maybe say Krishna Arjuna discussion, Rama Ravana, Rama Vali, whoever it is. They will exchange the dialogues and they will support that particular character. Suppose Krishna and Arjuna means Krishna character will boost Krishna and Arjuna character will boost Arjuna. Only with the dialogues, only with the conversation, they'll spend more than 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. See the speciality. And for this generation, you just give one topic and let them speak 30 minutes. How difficult it is, right? And they are not just art. It gives a lot of energy. It requires a lot of knowledge. Without the knowledge, it's very difficult to perform Thalamaddale. And similar idea, right? Anyone knows who is that? What is the Harikatha? Somewhat similar to Thalamaddale, slightly different. Anyone knows what is that Harikatha?
Yes, sir. It is about it's like a combination of singing and
Correct. But again, they'll
yeah,
take one particular topic, right?
yeah, about
They'll
Hari.
take one
About
story.
Hari.
Uh,
Hari.
yes, Hari. And that will tell in the form of a story. So that becomes Harikatha. Right? See that how beautiful it is. And again, during Deepavali festival, there is a program called Antige Pintige. Anyone knows what is Antige Pintige? Anyone? That is also very special. What they will do is during the seasons of Deepavali, evening time, certain community people they'll bring lanterna, they'll bring Deepa to all the houses in that particular village, and they'll celebrate the Deepavali with that particular family, and they will tell some stories which is related to Deepavali festival. And all the children in that particular family, they used to sit in front of them and they will spend at least 15 to 20 minutes to discuss about that story. See how special it is, Antige Pintige. Have you imagined all these things are exist in Bharat? Right? It is very difficult to remember, right? So these are some classical examples. And my request is this. I don't know how effectively we can propagate this knowledge to the next generation, but my request is let's spread this knowledge for the next generation kids. But otherwise, I'm sure in our generation itself, many of the rituals, many of the practices, many of the skills, arts, we're going to lose it. I think that is very dangerous sign. I think in the last session also, I think I had a very good discussion about Salumarda Timmaka, right? How we lost such a gem, right? Padma Shri Awardee. And we lost Sukri Bomagoda, the person who used to tell more than 4,500 folk songs. Right? We lost it now. So there's no question of how to produce, how to save it. Now there is no question mark. It is a full stop. We lost it. But at least the things which we were not lost it, we had a huge responsibility to preserve this. To what extent we're going to preserve, I think that's a big question. And today, it's very unfortunate that being a parents, we are not giving much time for our kids. Right? Can you imagine in earlier days, once we finish our dinner and all, before going to bed, along with our kids, what we used to do? We used to tell story, right? Correct? Maybe one story related to Ramayana, one story related to Mahabharata, right? See, all these things are examples for our skills. So that's why I'm connecting everything in one dot. Okay. Can you tell me promptly how many of you are following the same thing in this generation? Even family, father, mother, they are also busy with mobile phones, right? We used to watch reels. And nowadays, just a couple of days back, I'm telling you my real story. I had been visited to my friend house. He was in Bangalore actually. It's a big apartment from Brigade Group. And my daughter was crying. So I just to take her to a small park, which was there in the apartment itself. Okay. And she was playing. That time, three small kids came. They're around third standard or fourth standard, maybe 6 to 7 years old. I'll just tell one conversation what they have done between them. One girl told, some XYZ, her friend name, today for my home, our guest came. I was very sad. Her friend asked, why you were sad? I had a separate bedroom in my home. Because of guests came yesterday and day before yesterday, I used to sleep with my father and mother. There is no privacy for me. That's what she is telling. And then she is blaming her parents that how many times I told my parents that my home is very small, only 3 bedroom. Why they have constructed this home, I don't know. At least we should have 5 bedrooms. From last 2 days, I don't have any privacy. This is the dialogue told by 6 to 7 years old girl in a park. Can you imagine now? In earlier days, whenever we have a nuclear family, there is no question of bedrooms, right? Even today, you visit some of the Malnad region, some of the North Karnataka, maybe in Bijapur, Gadag, Gulbarg, and the north part of Karnataka, they won't call it as a home. They call it as a wade, right? If you're from North Karnataka, you might be knowing they call it as a wade. Wade means there's a big home and there is no bedrooms, right? Most of them are like a big halls that they used to keep store for their whatever they used to paddy leaves, whatever they used to do it, that they used to do it. And on the evening, they used to sleep on the same floor. All the kids are together, they used to sleep it. Now, just to see the difference, right? So, my request is again and again, I'm repeating, dear audience, knowingly or unknowingly, we are losing so many things. See, one of my aunt, she's having now 65 years. Now, she's living in Chennai. She knows more than 100 varieties of rasam. Okay, and this is not special. Okay, this is not something special. You ask your grandmothers, they also knew, right? You ask your neighbors who's having 60 years, 70 years and on, without using any masalas. It is not like ready-made masalas, right? They prepare more than 100, 200 varieties of rasam. If I have a cold, there is a separate variety of rasam. If I have fever, there is one variety of rasam, right? See, this is the speciality. But nowadays, what happened? The concept of kitchen is closed now. At least 10 years back, even if we are lazy for preparing the food, maybe in a weekends and all, we used to go for restaurants. Maybe in that context also, we used to spend some time with our family or wife, kids, or maybe friends and all. But today, what happened? That idea of restaurant also lost. All right. Now everything is Zomato, everything is Swiggy, right? And they'll mention within 10 minutes, it will be in your doorstep. Right? So we'll order a food, we'll go to our bedroom, we'll take a plate, we are watching mobile, having a food. Right? See the difference from where to where we have transformed. So, dear participants, I think the direction what we are going, everything we are trying to convert them into westernization, but this is not the right direction. Somewhere we have to sit and we have to go back. If you're not keeping one step back, it is very difficult, right? See, have you heard the stories of Panchatantra? Do you know Panchatantra? What do you mean by Panchatantra actually? Can anyone tell me? Panchatantra? Say again, I'm not
Moral
telling
stories.
something.
They are the
Moral
moral
stories.
stories.
What exactly is that? Who has written any idea? Specific idea? Of course, it is a
Vishnu
stories, moral
Sharma.
stories. Correct. Ah,
Vishnu Sharma.
correct.
Vishnu Sharma.
Exactly. So basically, Pancha means 5, right? Tantra means Yukti. So they are taking 5 different tantras and that they are explaining to the kids. Can you please mute? I think, yeah, fine. Yeah, thank you. So Panchatantra was written by Vishnu Sharma, right? So there around 200 before century he has written. They have used only 5 tantras and with the help of animals, right? With the help of birds, they have created the stories. And when we were kids, we used to listen all those stories. Now forget about telling the story. Even in our family also, in maybe in our circle also, many of them don't know what is that Panchatantra. Right. So my request is just a couple of months back, I think even in Kannada also they have published the moral version of Panchatantra. Please buy it. Okay. It has lot of morals. At least once in a week you spend with the family, spend with the kids, tell at least one or two stories. I think that gives a lot of boost. Okay. And in Ayurveda system also, I have given one example, right, about Thima. If you go to Tamil Nadu, there is a famous Ayurveda system called Siddha Ushadi, right? Anyone from Tamil Nadu? Anyone is there from Tamil Nadu region?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I think, madam, you know about Siddha Ushada system?
Yes, yes,
What
Siddha
is,
Vaidya.
yeah, Siddha Vaidya. What is that, madam, exactly?
Similar to Ayurveda, they also use the herbs, the traditional herbs and things available here.
Mhm,
Uh,
correct.
they make powder, kashayam in whatever form.
Uh,
Yeah.
correct. Now, what is the usage of the Siddha Ushada in current trend, madam? Are they using? Are they
Only
available?
few, only few.
Only few, that is a problem. But whatever it is, madam, I really appreciate Tamil Nadu. They are preserving lot of such things from last 3 to 4 years, madam. They are doing lot of work for that, especially temple architecture also. If you go for Tanjavur and all, what a beautiful architecture it is. See, if you want to see the temple architecture, my request is you visit the temples of Tamil Nadu, to certain extent Karnataka also. When Beluru, Halaibeedu and all, you visit, what a beautiful architecture it was. And very sad part is if you visit Hampi, I don't know if you're really interested about history. We lost so many things. We had a beautiful story saying that Vijayanagara Samrajya, they used to sell pearls on the street. Right? Now you go to Hampi and see what a miracle, what a drastic change we have lost. Right? Forget about construction. Whatever the architecture we have, we don't have any responsibility to preserve all those things, right? There is a department, archaeological department of India. I don't know what exactly they are doing. Many of the things we have lost it now. And we are talking about Eiffel Tower and all. But there is a famous tower in Kolluru. Anyone knows, made up of iron? If you look at, there is a famous temple in Karnataka called Kolluru Temple, Kolluru Mukambika Temple. In that,
Yes,
there is a
yes.
famous iron pillar, right? And it was constructed almost 200,000 years back. 2000 years back, made up of iron pillar, and even today it is non-rusting. Can you just imagine 2000 years back they have constructed that pillar, and even today also it is not get rusted means. Can you imagine the architectural power of ancient Indian system? But why we are not preserving all this is a question. If you go to north part of India, maybe specifically from Gujarat, or you go to Rajasthan, you can find last a lot of kingdoms. To certain extent, they have preserved. I think you might have seen Rani Ki Vav. Anyone seen Rani Ki Vav in Gujarat? Now that will be considered as a UNESCO heritage from 2015 onwards. Rani Ki Vav is basically that's a water management system. It has done in Solanki destiny, if I'm not wrong. Solanki dynasty, they have done it. So there are hundreds of sub sculpture you can see it. But unfortunately, we are not in a right direction to protect it. So now what is the challenge to preserve traditional knowledge? These are the couple of challenges what I really felt. Okay. So one is the economic pressure, right? Because of this globalization and mass production, there is a huge competition for handmade crafts. It is very difficult. For example, if you want to produce some crafts, okay, if you want to go for handmade, right, it will take 15 days, 20 days, 1 month and all. If you look at, there is a place called Ilakkal in Karnataka. What it is famous for saris, right? There's famous Ilakkal saris. Whether you believe it or not, to come take one sari, to produce one sari, they'll take more than 1 month. More than 1 month. That too daily they have to spend minimum 8 to 10 hours. Everything is man-made. They are not using any machines. But you go to industry, in one day, on an average, 5,000 to 10,000 such saris they will produce. Now see the difference. 5,000 saris in one day, one sari in 30 days. Which one is visible? Correct. And of course, globalization. I think now from Western part, European part, America part, lot of tariff war is going on, right? Especially between India and US. We had 5%, shifted to 25%. Now it is 50%. After G20 summit, it is reduced to 100% now. Right? I don't know where it is going to reach. But end of the day, the person who is sitting on the streets, on the villages of Bharat, if there is no proper value for his crafts, why he has to perform? Right, that is the one big economic pressure. And whatever we want today, it's in a one hand tips, right? You'll have go to Amazon, you'll go to Flipkart, right? It's a matter of 1 minute, you will search the product, you will buy it. I think we lost of buying the some items in the streets, right? See, that culture itself, it is stopped now. And there is a few famous mirror in Kerala, anyone knows? There is one famous handicraft mirror. Uh, Even today, it is performing in Kerala. Can anyone tell me what is that mirror? There is a beautiful name. Anyone from Kerala in the audience? Anyone?
Sir, Aramula Kannadi.
Aramulla Kannadi. Beautiful, madam. Actually, Aramulla means, I think it is a place name, right?
It's place Aramula.
Yeah, Aramulla place. So, dear participants, you just search it. Maybe after my session, there is a famous Kannadi, means mirror, called Aramulla mirror. Okay. And speciality is, it is not made up of glass. Okay, it is a mirror. It is not made up of glass. They are using some handmade metals and alloy mirrors. So they'll mixed in a proper composition. Even they have not revealed the secret in what composition they are mixing and all. And they'll produce one mirror. And remember, it is highly reflective. It is much reflective than glass also. Okay. Even today you search in online, you'll get it. But I was privileged once I met the manufacturer of that Aramulla Kannadi. They were telling, sir, similar mirror they are preparing with the help of machine. Now, absurdly, there is no difference between proper handmade Aramulla mirror with the machine-made mirror. Then why they have to perform? So day by day, we are losing all such crafts. So that is one big economic pressure I think we are facing, especially from after 20th century. Second main reason what I found was generational gaps, isn't it? See, that's why maybe in the last session also, I was very specific about mentioning this. We should act as a catalyst. We, the persons who born maybe after 1980s or maybe after 1975s, we are in a junction. There are some crafts, there are some skills, there are some traditions, there are some knowledge, they are in the verge. Okay. If we are not disseminate this knowledge to the next generation, remember the chapter is closed. Okay, maybe in the next generation it is just like a story, or it might be there in the museum. That's all. See, frankly, okay, without any this thing, I'm just telling you, when I ask so many things, many of us don't know. In fact, I also, many of the things I was also don't know. I was searching, I got some of the answers. So the generational gaps is a much serious concern, especially this younger generation. They'll see this traditional crafts as outdated, right? See, you just ask them to purchase some of the handmade crafts and all. They're not interested. They're asking why all we have to purchase. The similar fashion, we can check it through online. They'll go with a brand, right? So this generational gaps, I think it's a big challenge. And being a parents, I think is our responsibility. Third one is loss of knowledge holders. I hope you agree this, right? So many of the thing in earlier days, there were no caste system. Caste is based on what? Where profession, right? Caste system was evolved based on the profession. But nowadays, you cannot find any such things, because in young generation people, they're not interested to propagate that knowledge. End of the day, we want money, then why you have to go for this difficult task? And the fourth point is misappropriation. This is one thing, maybe after internet connections, after WhatsApp, after social media, many of the things we have lost because we are not giving the right direction. We are always trying to put negative impact on that. So that is why, by looking at all these challenges, we should see. Otherwise, we are going to lose many of the things. And one such craft, it is in the verge of demolition, is needlework or embroidery system. Okay, can you just tell me some of the needlework or crafts which was emerged in India? Anyone tell me?
Kasuti?
Oh, good, madam, Kasuti. But there are certain varieties of Kasuti.
Yes, yes.
Can anyone tell me at least one name without
Knitting.
referring my PPT? I hope it is visible, but still I'm asking. With
Knitting.
your knowledge, you tell me.
Knitting.
Good, madam. Sir. Perfect, sir. So there are three varieties of theme-based crafts, or we call it as needlework, that we lost almost. And I hope one picture is visible on your screen, right? I think two ladies they have innocent face. I think you look at their dress, right? How beautiful it is. Do you think it is man-made or machine-made?
Man-made.
Man-made.
It's purely man-made, right? But look at the design. Right? Look at the design, how nicely they have done. And basically, can you tell me what is that community?
Lambani, sir.
So yes, this is Lambani community, right?
Hello.
So look at their dress. So actually we had
Sir.
even today also, anyone want to
ಸರ್
discuss?
ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
Huh.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಇವರು ಕೃಷ್ಣಗೌಡರು ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು.
Shall I continue? Okay. So these are Lambani community people. Earlier days, just 5 to 10 years back, even if you visit their places, maybe in tier 2 city or villages, they used to roam in the villages with this dress. Okay. But can you see this dress nowadays? Can you see oftenly this dress? It is very difficult. In fact, in my institution also, more than 30-40 students are there from Lambani community. Whether you believe it or not, they don't have not even one single set of this dress with them. Because just a couple of days back, I asked with them, because I know them, because Lambani community also, they have their own language, right? You might be knowing. It may not be scripted, but they have their own language to communicate. So when they were communicating, I identified they belongs to Lambani community. Otherwise, I couldn't identify them. Then I called them personally. I was much impressed with these dresses. So I asked them, can you bring one set of dress? And the way they responded, no, is it like, Hare sir, why you want that? Instead of that, you purchase good dresses from online store. See, this is how the mentality from their community itself, right? Then what we can expect from others? But so what example I want to give is, there are three topmost types of needlework was there in Bharat. One is Kanta. I think if anyone from North India part, you can elaborate more. Anyone from North India? Can anyone explain me what you mean by Kanta? Anyone? So Kanta is basically, it was there, is a needlework. It was there in West Bengal. Of course, even in Bangladesh also now it is there. And they used to make design with the help of stones and glasses. And they used to do this design for clothes and pillow covers, pets and all. Now it is almost, we have lost it. One more is Pulkari. Actually, Pulkari means, it's a Persian word. Ful means flower, right? Kari means work. It's like a flower work. And it was there in Punjab and Pakistan. Of course, today also Pakistan, they used to perform this Pulkari work. So they used to do designs, flower designs in all wedding dresses. During their wedding ceremony, they used to wear those dresses. It's called Fulkari. And one more is Zardozi. And it is basically from Persia. When Mughal Empire ruled India, that particular craftwork was landed in Bharat. Okay, that is called Zardozi. Basically, Zar, Z-A-R, which means in Persia it is gold. Okay, Dozi means embroidery. So they're making embroidery with the help of gold. Okay, it is somewhat sophisticated needlework, and of course nowadays it is very difficult to get back this. So those are the needlework. I think nowadays hardly it is difficult to see. Those are the things we have lost it. Okay, and if you go for tribal community, okay, especially in Madhya Pradesh, you go to Jharkhand, to certain extent Uttar Pradesh and Bihar also, they have so many varieties, and they used to do with the help of bamboo crafts and bell metal. See, you just go to some of the crafts made up of bamboo metals. They'll do wonders. And look at this hat. Again, whether it's man-made or machine-made. Again, this is also man-made, but look at the beauty. right? So they have not purchased any particular cloth from the shop and all. They have taken with the help of existing cloth, they have done this. Okay. So you go to Jharkhand, they used to, even today they are using cane and bamboo work. And Orissa, they are making tribal paintings with the help of natural dyes, even today. If you go to
And also
villages of Orissa,
Pili works in Orissa.
yeah, yeah, exactly, sir. Maybe if you visit any of the villages in Orissa, on the walls also they used to do paintings. I think I have written one picture. I think that is somewhere here. Okay, I'll show it later. So on the walls also they used to write it, and they never use any colors. And Gujarat also they used to construct mirror and bedwork. So these are the main crafts that we are frequently using in Bharat. And the advantage of all those things is they are always eco-friendly and festive craft. So eco-friendly in the sense, see nowadays you purchase any of the crafts or any of the arts, I'm 100% sure at least 10 to 15% plastic content will be there. Yes or no? I'm telling minimum. 10 to 15% plastic material will be there, which is not degradable. Correct? When I'm telling the minimum number, it will be more than 90%, right? You purchase anything. But you take any of the crafts prepared in ancient Bharat. Are they using plastic? Are they using plastic? Can you tell me what are the materials they used to use it for all the crafts? Can anyone tell me? What are the
Bamboo.
crafts? What are the materials they used to use it? Bamboo trees.
Yeah.
Jute.
If you go to Kerala, they use coconut, right?
Yes.
I think you might be knowing jute bag. You know jute bag?
Yes, sir. It's
It is
there.
made up of what actually?
Yeah, it's true.
It is made up of?
Big
Jute
It is
thread.
made up of which? Yeah, jute thread, correct? See, this is how. And if you go to Deepavali festivals, earlier they used to have lanterns, deepas, and garlands. See, everything is from natural dyes. So they never use any plastic content. But today it's unfortunate. Okay. And fortunately that they are merging utility with aesthetics. Earlier, they used to prepare. You look at these pictures, what I have displayed in my PPT. See, they are like a potteries, woven baskets and all. But how beautiful it is. Correct? They are purely man-made potteries. First of all, they prepared all these things for a basic need, but they have added some aesthetic content for that. So it is totally changed. So this is what we are expecting from actual Bharat. And now the challenge is earlier days it was a source of income for rural communities, but now I think nobody is interested for that because of the market differentiation and because of so many factors. And they're totally sustainable. And nowadays, because of industrialization, we have lost it. And what we can do is a big question. I always used to tell. Yeah, hello everyone. I think sorry, I think there might be some internet disturbance. Is my voice is audible now?
Now it is all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Thank you, thank you.
Sir.
Just go back to my PPT. Yeah. So one important thing is we have to go for intellectual property rights and geographical indications. I think this is need of the day. Can anyone just elaborate what is IPR and GI? Anyone?
So based on the
Is
product,
not shared, I think, sir. PPT is not shared.
Is it? Is it not visible?
No, no, sir.
Okay, just. Now it is visible, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Visible.
yes.
sir.
Yeah. Can anyone tell me what is that IP or GIs?
IPR means intellectual property rights based on the products, color, design, and shape, and some model should be different from other particular model, and kept the name also. So
Okay.
for that, they are going to take the rights of the
Exactly, sir.
patent.
Patent.
Okay. Then GI means GI.
Some kind of recognition given to certain products coming out of a particular region, something like that.
Exactly.
indication.
Geographical.
Yeah, exactly. So, with respect to our crafts and skills, more suitable is geographical indications, correct? Correct. See, when I say Assam, what's the first thing come to our mind? Basically, that is famous for tea.
Tea.
Correct? Okay. So, if I say Banaras,
Sorry.
sarees, correct? So, fortunately, we have more than, I think, 1,000 GI tags across India. Tamil Nadu only itself more than having 55 to 60 GI tags. Okay. And Uttar Pradesh also nearly 60 GI tags as of now. Of course, it is a dynamic thing. Every day it will change, but I'm just telling the recent data. And Karnataka also have more than 46 to 47 GI tags. Okay. Can anyone just tell me from different region? I'm quite interested now. Anyone from Karnataka who is still some of the famous GI tags in Karnataka?
Mysore
Anyone
silk
from
saree, sir.
Karnataka?
Sir.
Mysore silk saree.
Super.
Ilkal
Perfect.
sarees.
Channapattanada.
Perfect. Channapatna toys, correct?
Ilkal
Only three.
sarees.
Perfect. It is done. Only
Dharwad
three.
Peda. Dharwad Peda.
There are many.
Sir, is it Mattugulla is also GI, sir?
Dharwad Peda, perfect. Perfect. Yes, yes, sir. Mattugula from Udupi region.
Yes, sir.
It is under GI tag. And if you go to next place, Shankar Narayana, one more is there. You can tell me,
Mallige.
sir.
Mallige,
Mallige,
sir.
perfect.
In
Yes,
Japanese.
Shankar Narayana Mallige is famous. And in Mysore also, apart from saris,
Sir.
no, apart from Mysore silk saris, jasmine is famous. If you go to next place near Mysore called Nanjanagudu, any idea?
Rasabali.
Rasabale, yes.
Bale,
Yes.
honey.
Yes, exactly.
Gonbegalu.
Toys. Gombegalu, perfect.
If we go to Hubli, sir, we have Badgi chili.
Badigi chili, Gunturu chili. Of course, that is not
Yeah.
from Karnataka.
Yeah.
Gunturu chili is there. And anything else?
Kashmiri shawl.
Tippuriನ ಕೊಬ್ಬರಿ.
Kobri, perfect.
Nanjangud ಕೊಬ್ಬರಿ.
And if you go to Coorg also, Coorg orange.
And also a coffee, sir. Arab.
Coffee. Of
Chikmagalur
course,
coffee.
Robusta or Arabica. But Chikmagalur coffee and Coorg coffee has some dilemma. But let it be. Let us assume. Okay, it's true because I'm also from the same region. Okay, anyone from Tamil Nadu? Any GI tags?
Yes, sir. Recently, this Nadaswaram making tradition, this wind instrument, that got GI tag, especially the place Narasingapete near
Oh,
Tanjore.
nice.
In
Okay.
2022, that was given the GI tag for
Oh,
that
okay, nice.
exclusive manufacturing of that instrument.
Okay. I think you are
Talking
blessed,
about
madam, because you have
Kanpur
more than
painting.
50 GI tags.
Yes, sir. All those that Sungudi cotton from Madurai, that Tanjore
Correct.
paintings, everything
Correct,
has been
exactly.
given. Kanchipuram
Yes.
silks, of course.
Just 1 month back, I had been to Coimbatore
Okay.
for the same presentation. I think Coimbatore, they'll have a famous grinder and mixes. I think that also they got GI tag. That I was not knowing. Okay.
Okay.
I was supposed to visit that place. I couldn't do that. Okay.
Okay.
See, these are the things that we need to protect. Otherwise, it's very difficult. And one more classical example is Apatani silks. Anyone knows what is that Apatani skills? It is a different skill set for constructing the clothes in textile industry. And basically that is from Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, that is called Aptani Textiles. If you're just interested, just go through it. Okay. The speciality is the tribal people, they used to do it. textiles. Okay, but after a demonetization, after so many issues, they lost the interest, and somehow they're in the verge of closing the Tapatani textiles. But some NGOs they have supported, and even today also they have started reconstructing it. So there are hundreds.
ಇಲ್ಲ 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 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಯ್ತು ಮುಗೀತು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ.
So there are such hundreds of examples I can give. But before winding up, I just want to tell a couple of things. Okay, see, when we were kids, okay, you might be knowing when you have a joint family, maybe after going to school, you finish all the things, come back to home in the evening. See, after you finish all your homeworks and all, they used to sit on a common area, right? All the kids. There are many of the things you have to chant, right? The shlokas in front of the God. I think that idea also we have lost now. Apart from that, there is an idea called tongue twister. You know what you mean by tongue twister? What is that actually? It is there in all the languages, especially in southern part of India. Tongue twister means it's one sentence. Okay. It may be Kannada, Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, whatever it is. What we have to do? That we have to repeat continuously. Okay. For example, see in Kannada, we used to tell Sampangappa namaga mari sampangappa. Correct? Sampangappa namaga mari sampangappa. That we have to repeat 10 times or 15 times continuously. Whoever repeats more is the winner. Kappu kunkuma, kempu kunkuma. Right? Or simple one, lari railu, lari railu. You have to repeat continuously. See, these are the small things. Even today kids, they don't know. Forget about kids, even parents also, we don't know. And why I'm giving all this classic example is, these are the backbone of Indian tradition skills. Okay, that we in class it. And forget about the tongue twister. We had a puzzles, right? You remember when you, before going for the kids, maybe usually grandfather and grandmother, they used to tell. So what in a puzzle actually, or we call it as riddle. In Kannada, we call it as Ogatu. What do you mean by Ogatu actually? Correct.
Riddles.
Yeah. What is the meaning actually? It is like a decoding, right? We'll tell one sentence. Okay. We have to decode and you have to give the answer. For example, in Kannada, if I say, Ajjiya hasige madachokagalla, Ajjana rokka ensokagalla. Can anyone tell me what is the answer for that?
Akasha Nakshatra.
See how beautiful it is. ಬಿಡಿಸಿದರೆ ಹೂವು ಮಡಚಿದರೆ ಮೊಗ್ಗು. Anyone? Of course, I am telling Kannada. Of course, there are such types are in all languages. ಬಿಡಿಸಿದರೆ ಹೂ means when I open it, it is a flower. When I closed it, it's a moggu. Umbrella. ಛತ್ರಿ. ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಸುಣ್ಣದ ಗೋಡೆ ಎತ್ತ ನೋಡಿದರೂ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೊಟ್ಟೆ ಎಗ್ಗನು. ಎಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸುಣ್ಣವಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಣ್ಣವಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಟಿ ಕೆಂಪಗಾಗಿದೆ, ಮಳೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಳೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸುತ್ತ ಹಸಿರಾಗಿದೆ. Parrot. See, or you can say watermelon or parrot, whatever it is. See the speciality, right? How we are enjoying this, right? See, being a faculty members having 30 years, 35 years, 40 years, we're enjoying this session. Can you ready to transfer this knowledge to your kids? If not 1 hour, at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you spend this time for your kids. It become wonders. So it's my sincere request. Please do all this. And if you go back to olden book days, there is an idea called padabandha or crossword in English. Correct? What do you mean by crossword actually? Anyone? What do you mean by crossword?
Using the hints, you have to take
fill
the
up
words.
with the word, right? So it may be in any language. So even vocabulary also will be improved. So I have given just a few examples. And in earlier days, when there is no TV, there is no internet connection and all. If you read one novel itself, that gives a lot of imagination. See, if you're from Karnataka, again, I'm referring some of the books. How many of you read Kanur Subbamma Heggadati from Kuvempu or Malayagalali Madhumagalu?
Yes, sir. I have read both.
It's beautiful. And my favorite was Durghastamana from Tarasu. Okay, so if you're from Karnataka, please read these books. You cannot match this with pan-India movies, including Bahubali. It's my challenge. You can imagine everything in that book. And similar literature available in all the languages, maybe Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, whatever it is. Please be a habit of reading the books. Let them imagine. Nowadays, our kids forget how to imagine also because everything is available on the screen. Let us give some time to imagine. right? See, imagination, it might be a small word for you, but for the growth of the kids, it's equally important, right? So my call for the day is very simple. As per the statistics, dear participants, we had more than 3,000 traditional crafts exist in India. And I'm very proud to say that more than 70% of the craft workers are women. Whenever male people, they used to go for work and all, in the free time they used to do all these crafts, but it is in the verge of moving. So we had a huge responsibility, and every craft has a rich history and story. So my request is, let us try to celebrate, let us try to deliberate the knowledge of these crafts and skills to the next generation. Otherwise, we are in a big dilemma. So with this kind note, I think it's already 4:50. If there are any issues to be discussed, maybe let's discuss for the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up. Okay, thank you so much. And if there are any questions, maybe let's have a discussion, or any information you want to give in addition to this, like whatever I have discussed, you can do it. Any suggestions or any comments or any questions? Open to you, please, sir.
Sir, in Raichur district, sir.
Kumar Swami, sir, please.
In Raichur district, some of the blocks are there, talukas, wherein the rural people, they are collecting all the old saris and
Okay, sir.
preparing kaudi.
Oh, nice, sir.
That's like a rug type.
Oh, okay, okay, nice.
The old, collecting all old saris and preparing
correct, sir. Even
kaudi,
that is
kaudi.
there in even Shimoga, Chikmagalur district also it is there.
Yes, kaudi.
Kaudi, correct.
Uttar Kannada also, sir.
Kaudi.
Duppatti.
Shirsi. What is the name, madam? What's the name for that?
Duppatti.
Duppatti, correct. Exactly.
It's a very thick bedsheet.
Thick bedsheet. Especially in
old
rainy
sarees.
season, it was very useful actually.
Yes.
Nice,
So
nice, sir.
adding to that, sir, Dr. Sudhamurthy is also encouraging such activities especially in North Karnataka, sir, for Kaudi.
Kaudi, correct.
Yes, Kaudi.
Kaudi. In fact, for Khadi dress also, since you mentioned Kaudi, I'm just telling Khadi dress also. Just couple of days back,
government notification has come.
Yes, government notification has come.
It's a very good move, I can say.
Yeah, it's a very good move actually.
Yes.
Even in the earlier, they are not preparing, they are not purchasing the pillows. So just they are stitching the bag type and fill into the old cloths.
Yeah. In fact, sir, my kid, she's having just 2 years now. For that, they have to settle down their head properly. So my grandmother, she used to prepare her own pillow with the help of dress. I don't know how she prepared. It's perfectly matching for my daughter. Now she is 3-year-old, but it's still perfectly matching. See, the beauty of this Indian system is we should appreciate and we should deliberate. That's what the need of the day. We don't want to invent anything new now. At least for the existing system, we have to continue. Yeah. Anything? Any comments or any suggestions?
Yes, one thing is like in our, especially in coastal Karnataka, Udupi and Mangalore region, we had Yakshagana, especially from the night to the morning, but now it's comes to the calamity. And a lot of things like we have carpets and all right, now it's vanishing. So we don't find, especially Mattale and all right, there are people who prepare this. And because of various reasons that you have mentioned, it's coming down, sir. That's one of the...
Yeah, that Mattala you mentioned, no? When Mahalinga Nayak received Padma Shri Award from Honorable President, he wore that Mattala. I hope you remember that picture.
Yes,
he wore that Mattala and he took the prize from Honorable President of Bharat. Exactly. Yeah, anyway, I'm very happy because you are doing a very wonderful interaction, because that to Saturday, 3 to 5 means for me also scared, because how I can deliberate this session to you all, but you are very much active. I'm extremely happy for you.
Sir, Togalu Bombayata, I always remember when I was a small child, I had seen that. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't get to see it nowadays. I wonder it has already vanished or what.
Yeah, so many people are earlier there.
It is actually
it used
there,
to
madam.
be
Now.
Wonderful.
Yes, exactly. Just
but
a couple
I don't
of weeks,
think.
Couple of weeks back, one family has performed that Togal Gombeata in Bidar, madam. Just 1 week back. But of course, the response is very poor from the audience.
Yeah. And
problem.
also Tamburi, the ting ting ting, that is also preparing in, and Burrakata. Even
correct,
like
exactly.
Arikatha type, even Chikbalapura, Shidlighatta, Kolar, even till today they are coming for that saying Burrakatha program.
Okay, what is that actually, sir? Burrakatha means?
Burrakatha is again they're adding some Ramayana, Mahabharata stories and some musical instruments through that. Through songs, they are going to tell the stories.
Okay, okay. Even Halaki community also similar type of songs.
Yes. In the Halaki,
Even
Vakalika, Gauli tribes also. Yeah, right.
Correct.
Kamsale, it is
Ah.
something like Kamsale, sir.
And
Correct.
and one more Viragase.
Viragase, yeah. Viragase, Kamsale somewhat similar actually.